national landscape of different opportunities, and there's so many different ways people are doing this now, but it just felt so natural with that great wall space that we had to put that to use. And then really, it just kind of came together that way, but just really felt like it was just a natural fit for a use of that space.
You guys discussed in the executive session about litigation matter. Was that UGA related or NCAA related?
It's about the landscape in college athletics and what all of you all have been reporting about. So I wanted to give the board an update on that topic, since we'll be ultimately affected by those developments.
When during the meeting it came out, the Fonzo case is not being attached to is that a concern?
I'm not sure how that really impacts what we're doing, but I'll get a briefing on it by our commissioner, I'm sure, today. But I don't think that will have a direct impact on us.
How does UGA feel the settlement that seems to be going in that direction will affect how it operates athletics?
We got to be a little cautious because nothing's been settled yet. We're still going through a very detailed and slow process that is likely to go on for several months. And I think I'm going to defer to Commissioner Sankey on making any public statements related to these settlement negotiations.
You think he's putting out a statement later today when the NCC votes on it?
I don't know when Commissioner Sankey will comment, but I'd rather him comment on the litigation.
In a broad sense, how you all got to this point. Obviously, for NCAA went to court several times and lost. Was there a sense that you can't do that again?
Well, the challenge that we've had is we have not been successful in litigation, particularly in front of this particular judge in California. And I trust the collective judgment of individuals like Commissioner Sankey and President Charlie Baker at the NCAA and others that have been guiding us on where we need to go at this point.
Josh, you guys talked about the possibility of getting increased revenue through some ticket sales. What other ways, as college athletics has a different shape from your seat, can Georgia generate more revenue, or is it a matter of cutting costs as well?
You got to pull every lever, right? So it's just like you with your own personal finances. We're going to try to find ways to grow revenue, whether it's through a multimedia rights partner, where there's some future revenue gains through TV contracts with the CFP. I think looking at opportunities with ticket prices our way, but also we've got to be good stewards of our money, right? So we've got to find efficiencies and make sure we operate in the most efficient manner possible. That's incumbent upon us. So you can't always just think the answer to everything is just generate more revenue. You got to look at yourself and say, where can we be more efficient while still providing a first-class experience for student athletes? That maybe cuts to how staff operates, things like that as well.
Do you anticipate asking for a possible ticket increase in the fall when this comes back out?
Potentially, but there's still more work to be done right now. Where I want to make sure before we do anything, if you've noticed the way we operate is we don't like to just do things on a whim. We like to be very studied and measured before we do it. So we still got some work to do to measure that and make sure we have the right plan that we think is fair and equitable.
The facilities presentations there, you've obviously done a lot with facilities. With this new era, are we kind of out of the era of building facilities just for facilities? Will there be a need for it to be
that's been
money and
I think that's been a very common statement from a lot of athletic departments that the days of building are going to slow down. I do anticipate that as revenues get shifted. That's a very good possibility. That's why I'm glad we were able to get so much done these last few years, and now to get us caught up to where we're in a great position facility-wise. But I do anticipate that the era of building will slow down.
On the video board again, the graphic is incredible. How much research was put into trying to make it the biggest? And
it wasn't just about making it big. That organically happened, but it was really about utilizing that space. Yeah. And we would like to start it earlier, but the video board is going to require some HVAC components to cooling. So we had to take a little more time to plan it. So the construction of that will begin next spring. So.
And there's still some planning to be done on that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did I miss, is there a funding request? I mean, what is this gonna cost? Is there a funding request in for that, or is that being discussed yet?
Yeah, that's in the works right now, so.
But it hasn't happened. We don't know what it's gonna cost.
Because we haven't finalized everything.
Josh, it's been a couple months since the UCLA series was brought up. Is there any updates as far as that football
Not
series?
yet, we're still working through it, but I would hope an update on that soon.
Josh, when you hear Mike talk about changing an approach to the openness of the basketball program and trying to make the NCAA tournament, making that a big picture goal, just what are your reactions to hearing that and this coaching staff taking a different approach next season?
Yeah, everyone's got a different approach and how they focus each day, but I like to focus on just get better each day. And you've always got goals. I've got goals to win championships every sport, but you've got to be realistic and thinking about what can you control today. Today, on this day, let's get better today, and then the results will come. So I do like that process of just focusing on getting better each day.
Josh, you noted the 63 players that Kirby's had drafted. I think Georgia's had a #1 overall in football and basketball, may have one in baseball. What about the topic of honoring student athletes? We see all these statues and things on other campuses. Where's Georgia at in that in terms of recognizing some of the greats that you're producing?
That's really not on the front burner right now for me. Got so many other things we're focused on. I get it and I understand the appreciation for that. It's just not on the front burner for me right now.
Going back to what we heard from Coach White, just how would you assess through 2 years just the job he's done as the men's basketball coach?
I think he's done a tremendous job of building. I mean, you got to think of where we were when he got here, and you can look at all the data from Ken Palm to net rankings to where we were when he got here, where we were after last year, where we were after this year, and we just want to see continued growth. And I think we're all very excited with the additions for the portal, with additions from high school kids. Feel like we've got a very talented roster. And now it's just time to go to work and get ready for next year.
You mentioned the wow factor on the Stigman Coliseum. A lot of people are building new arenas. You've chosen to go with the enhancement.
Yeah.
Can you talk about where you feel like the arena stands and what this video board can do for?
Yeah, first of all, I love Stegman. I think it's got a lot of good parts to it. The cost of building a new arena, you have to understand in today's dollars, would be astronomical. It wouldn't be a good use of funding. For a lot less, for a fraction, we can keep doing. We've added another renovation. The amount we've put into it is nowhere near what it would take to build a new arena of that size. And look, I talk to peers, I talk to other coaches, talk to other ADs who come into Stegman and go, this place looks amazing. And I think this next evolution with the video board and the lights and the sound is going to make it one of the premier facilities in the country. And I think it's the smart use of funds. And I love the location. So I'm really excited about future Stegman.
Have you guys envisioned a corporate name on venues as a way to raise revenue?
Yeah, I think the wiser
corporate.
we can get you an LLC. I mean, it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, if you've got a prospect, let us know. We're interested.
We'll even let you and Chip go in it together. The Chip and Mark, or Mark and Chip. I mean,
Chick-fil-A.
You mentioned feeling good about hosting a regional. Is that something that you could have even imagined last year when you were hiring Wes in year one?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm an optimistic person. I always have those goals, but you want to be realistic when your coach is in their first year. But really, it's a testament to the work he and his staff have done to transform the roster and to get the young men to believe in the development they've done this year. And this is exciting to be in this conversation. We haven't hosted a regional since 2019. So to be in that situation where we're debating whether or not we're going to be a top 8 seed or not is a fun place to be. So I'm excited to see how it plays out and excited to be hosting regionals this weekend.
Thank you, guys.